Hello everyone, this is an account of my journey to Sierra Leone and my time spent there helping the Waterloo Hospital. In case you were wondering, all of those papers were one day's worth of requisition forms for inventory. Unfortunately, I only got one picture of the beach that we went to on the first Sunday of these 2 weeks. And when I got back home from the beach, I found a nice big spider in my apartment that I had to kill. Thankfully, I have bug spray instead of using the broom like I was doing before, but I probably shortened my life a little bit by the insecticide getting on plates and silverware. I don't wake up very easily, but the lightning must have been right above because the thunder was extremely loud. This was the first rain in several months, and so I ran outside even though it was past 1 o'clock in the morning. And here's evidence of how relaxed people are here, or how much trust they put in a white person. Because the business manager just handed me salaries for the bulk of the hospital staff for me to give to Julian later. I was able to borrow a workout mat from Julian because he can't really use it with his fractured arm, and it'll motivate me to work out more. And also, if you're wondering how fast the Wi-Fi is here you can see the speeds of downloading. That's actually one of the fastest speeds I've seen it, and sometimes it won't even download in kilobytes, it'll download in bytes per second. Here's a tiny cucumber for your viewing pleasure, and the normal lunch that I get from the cafeteria here. And then, no, that's not a maple bar, that is peanut butter on one of the tapalapa loaves here with yogurt, which is very delicious. There are several pots around the volunteer apartments, but it seems that the lids to the pots have disappeared, and so this is my solution to draining the water out of a pot for spaghetti. It's not a perfect solution, but it's the best one I got, and it seems to work pretty good. Luckily I had some spaghetti sauce around, and so it made a pretty good meal. After tasting the spaghetti sauce, it seemed kind of sweet, and after looking at the ingredients I realized why. Sugar was the second ingredient. There was a thing attached to the spaghetti sauce can when I bought it, and after opening it up I realized what it was, a small bag which I wasn't ever going to use, so I gave it to James, one of the kids that hangs around at the hospital. Here we have a local carry-out lunch, and then something that's not local at all, peanut butter cookie mix, that I decided to make for a movie night that me and Julian were having. Unfortunately, they don't sell Pam spray here, and so my solution is to put oil on a paper towel and then wipe down the pan with it so that it gets a small layer of oil on it. And here we have the delicious peanut butter mix going into the pan and being spread out before going into the oven. Unfortunately, the peanut butter bars got a bit burned, but they still tasted pretty good. Julian made some juice as well, and we had a good time watching Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. A few days later, there was another rainstorm with a bunch of wind. I only realized after a bunch of my papers had gotten soaked that the wind was blowing the rain into my apartment. As you can see, my table is completely wet from the rain. My faucet had been near the breaking point for quite a while, with me struggling to turn it on and off, but it finally 100% broke, so I got a nice shiny new one that will last for quite a while. Another thing that broke was my hammock. It had lasted for a long time with a small hole in it, but the hole finally ripped wide open and I just barely caught myself as I was jumping into it. Here's Julian and myself enjoying some mangoes in his terribly lighted apartment. These are called guinea mangoes, or at least they are here. I couldn't find anything about that on the internet, so I don't know what they are called elsewhere. But either way, they were very big and very delicious. Samuel Donko has been working on releasing an album of religious music that features him along with Julian and Eric, the other volunteer that left a while ago. So here they are practicing for the public performance and album release. This is undoubtedly the most delicious thing I had over these 2 weeks, and I think I can say with some confidence the most delicious thing I have had since I came to Sierra Leone. What you're seeing is Ghirardelli brownies in the making. And unlike the peanut butter bars, these did not burn. They were perfect. Not too soft and not too hard. I had quite a bit of forethought with these brownies as well. Earlier that week I bought some milk to go with the brownies, and then the day before there was a woman selling bananas as well, so I got a couple of those, and me and Julian had a delicious feast. Julian also had peanut butter, and so the peanut butter goes well with brownies, the bananas go well with brownies, the milk goes well with brownies, the peanut butter goes well with the bananas, the milk goes well with bananas, at least in my opinion. The only thing that doesn't go well together is the milk and the peanut butter. The oven here is extremely inaccurate, but as you can see, the brownies turned out just fine, and my mouth is watering just watching this video again.